today we're going to be talking about how can we power our home in a situation that's off-grid, or a situation where power goes out, or we hit a major catastrophic event where we're out for days, months. We're going to discuss the gas and propane generators that we have, but also we're going to show you this new alternative solar generator and battery bank that we just got. I think you're going to really like it, and it could be a game changer for you and your family. Going through volatile times is not easy, but when you have the things that you need, as a prepper, as someone who wants to live sustainable, as someone who wants to go off-grid, you know, we're doing this off-grid thing to build up our second bug-out property. Why are we doing it? Because we want to take care of our family, and these two options may be the best options for you. One, it's great as long as you have the fuel. The other, the solar option, is excellent because not only can you have it, you can renew it and keep adding back to it. It's a game changer. Let's jump into today's video. It starts right now. Now, do you hear that? That is the sound of a wonderful thing. A generator that runs off gas, but also runs off propane. That is a wonderful investment. If you need a great generator, the best kind are dual purpose generators, meaning you have dual fuels. You can run it off gas or diesel, whatever one you're purchasing. You can also run it off propane. But two things you want to think about when you run gas, and we have a whole video on how we set our house up to this generator. It's a great investment, 13 kilowatt generator. But two things. What if all of a sudden the power is out for a long time and you're not able to buy a propane tank? The propane tank is also helping you with your typical fuel inside your heat, your stove. What happens when it runs out? What happens when you can't get gas at your local convenience store? Well, that's why I wanted to discuss this second option with you. Now, this option is the one we're going to be placing in our off-grid property, in our off-grid home. The benefits of gas and propane, typically it's going to be cheaper, but ultimately, did you hear it? So if you're trying to keep quiet, not have to worry about someone else coming to get your electricity or your energy, you're also trying to stay kind of out of sight, out of mind, you can't really run that generator. Say you live in an apartment in the city. Say you live in the suburbs and you're not allowed to have loud noises around your home because of HOA or restrictions. You can't have that option there. So now let's talk about this OUPES solar generator that I've got that's going to be a game changer if you're looking for a battery bank, alternative energy. If you live in the cities and you're scared to run something like a generator, maybe you don't have an outdoors area, this will be the one for you. Now, we have the main propane generator at the house. We also have 2 or 3 other little battery banks that we use that we can hook up to. But you know, with us talking about going off grid to another property and being able to have the options to stay silent, kind of be the gray man, to be hidden, nestled in the woods, solar options are the best. And we didn't want to take away from what we already had. We wanted to add to and get another. Welcome to the OUPES solar generator. These are 240 watt, 18 volt solar panels. Now, the beauty about this company and about this brand is you can hook them together. So now we're running 4 of these 240 watt options into 2 battery banks that we have. They're charging outside. Now, the reason I wanted to show them to you right now is because I have these charging outside while I have the second part of it charging inside. The versatility of a battery bank and a solar generator is key, and that's what makes it so nice to have for anyone in any kind of residential area, even in apartments. They're quiet, place this in a window, or you can just plug it right into the wall. I'm going to show you that now. Now, these are the battery banks. They're a little over 2,000 watts a piece. So we have these solar panels charging these. Let's see if you can see this. So right now, this one's at 69%, and it's coming in. The output is only 2 watts, but the input is 188, 204, 210 watts in as we speak. This one is actually on 61, no wattage going out, but there's 170 watts coming in. Now the reason you say, well, there's a lot more solar wattage that's supposed to be going in there. Well, again, I don't have on direct sun. It's also sunset here, so it's bright, but these are not direct sun. You always want to put them in the most sun you can, but do you see, if you even had them in a window, have them in the shade, they still are getting some kind of light to help charge your batteries up. Now this is one way to charge it. You can charge it even with a car. You can hook it to your car and charge it right in your car, and you are adding value because those are the battery banks that's going to give you more life to your generator. So now we're in our laundry room where our pantry is, and this is where we typically keep any of our solar generators or battery banks so we can take them out, utilize them, and place them back for safekeeping. Here is the OUPES Mega 3. Now what we're actually looking at now is it's charging. It's got way more wattage coming in because we've got it hooked up directly to the wall. So for any individual who has a city that lives in the city and can't actually have the solar panel option, that's okay. Have this option where you can plug it in the wall, charge it up, of course charge the batteries up the same way. You can hook them together like I'm fixing to show you, and you're adding so much extra battery, so much extra life to be able to utilize when all of a sudden the power goes out. It allows you to use it just as much as you need it. Now when it comes to batteries and comes to anything with your generators, you don't want to live off them. You don't want to ever come to the point where you're saying, oh, you know what, I'm going to use them all up, I'm going to run all the airs, all the ACs, all the electrical I can. No, you want to be smart. So one good thing about this is it shows you exactly how many hours it has left, how many days it has left, based on the amount of input that you're putting in. Now renewable wise, you need to have the adapters to go to the car if you need it, to go to a separate battery if you need it, or to literally go to the solar options. I would always get the solar options because you never know if you ever have to bug out and move. You can transport it because again, it's got wheels here and it's got a handle, makes it easy to be able to move it and go somewhere. But to be able to have the solar option, then you're actually able to recharge it, put it back in the car, get to where you're going. This is a game changer. So this solar generator has the newest technology of lithium iron phosphate batteries. The Mega 3 has a 3600 watt AC pure sine wave inverter, 7000 watt surge, fully rechargeable within 1 hour hooked up to the wall or the solar options. You know those batteries we talked about? You can actually take 6 of those and add to this unit. So then you have the capabilities of being around 15,000 watts, 15 kW. So you can then run pretty much a tiny home, a mobile camper, or simply a smaller home. Now we're actually going to be using this in our tiny home when we're building on the off-grid property. It has a seamless UPS backup. And the one thing I like about that is it means you never lose the output going out. A lot of times with generators, it kind of ebb and flows. You can hear that gas generator kick on and off. Even with some of our older solar generators, they're not able to push enough output at all times. It could cause problems for a lot of things you're running. Well, with this, there's a pure flow of your energy coming into whatever you're wanting to use to be able to kind of have some kind of normalcy for your life when you're on these generators. Also, look at this. It has a smart control and app that is tied to it. So it tells me exactly how it's charging, shows me the input, which is matching up with what we just said from the AC. Now when I hook it up to the solar, it's going to give me a solar charging too. So it allows me to see what my input is, but also the output. So say you want to plug a coffee pot in here. At the same time you're charging your computer, you're charging your phone. If all of a sudden your phone works, you never know. But like for instance, if you have something that you're needing to charge and then you see the output being more than input, that tells you, okay, I need to conserve the energy. Your phone will tell you that. It will tell you when it starts getting too low and it starts saying, hey, you may want to reserve some energy. So that is a game changer when you talk about the OUPES solar generator and being able to take care of your family off-grid or in a bad situation that we kind of face. I know several of you face bad winter weather. We also face tornadic storm weather that pretty much knocks out power a good bit. We have pine trees, you know, so they fall on the lines. When we have things like the propane generator, it's great, but it only lasts for a certain amount of time. But when we have something like a solar generator, like the OUPES Mega 3, it allows us to then turn around and keep adding that renewable energy back because we're hooking up to those solar panels and we're able to charge it back. Now say for instance, again, you don't have the solar panels, add more batteries and have them stacked and be able to hook them to each other through these ports. It allows it to be very user-friendly, very plug-and-play friendly, and it allows people like me who are absolutely stupid when it comes to solar generation and understanding solar energy. It makes it easy because all it does is you plug it in, you turn it on, and it works. So now we wanted to heat up our jambalaya. We made jambalaya, and we've got some heating in the crock pot. We've got it on. We've also got our weather radio. You may want to know what's going on in the world. So we have our weather radio that is also plugged in to charge it up. We've got it charging in both of these ports. It can go up to a 30-amp plug right there as well. I've still got input of 1300 and 44, 1320 going back and forth, bouncing into the input through the wall there. But then we also have 300 watts output, meaning this crock pot, this radio is taking that much away. Now let's say, for instance, let's unplug it and not have an input. So we unplugged it. So now it's running strictly off the battery. It took the input away, but it still shows the output. Now it's showing based on this with nothing else coming into it, and we're running these two things, we still have 6 hours worth of life to run this crock pot and also to run this radio. Now, for instance, like we talked about, it's not like you're wanting to run a lot of things at the same time, and pretty much you would have batteries hooked up to this. But even with just the Mega 3 without the extra batteries, you still have a good bit of capabilities. Now let's just unplug the crock pot, because we're like, you know what, we're not gonna eat that kind of food all the time. Look at that. So it went from 6 hours to 49 hours just because we just have a simple plug-in. So say you're charging up your laptop, your iPad, your cell phone. You've got a lot of capabilities there. When you start plugging bigger things into it, it's going to drain it a little bit more, so it's good to have the extra batteries. But this is what I love. You can see that hour meter right there that tells you if you have 2 hours, 5 hours, 50 hours, or 100. Then it also will tell you what the output is. It'll tell you what the input is. That is a game changer, and the good thing is you have an app for that, so you don't have to keep running back to your Mega 3. You can look right on your phone. Now one positive is the wheels and the little handle. I have 3 other company generators like this. I love buying these because I think they're always good to have. But I've never had one with wheels and a handle. That is a game changer, because I have a Blue 80 and Pecron, which they're great, but to be able to have something that has wheels and a little bit more ease, as in carrying and loading a car, taking out of a car, especially if we're bugging out, putting it in the trailer, this is a lot easier, and this is a lot lighter supply, giving just about the same energy, especially if you're comparing apples to apples. Okay, so we've got the main battery hooked up. We've also got them hooked up to this set of batteries. So this is showing 99 hours, 99 hours. So these both have roughly 100 hours to offer. And then once this one gets fully charged with the solar, it's showing again 99 hours there. And that's just 85% showing complete. So it's gonna get a little bit stronger, have a little bit more life to it. So you say if we have several of these batteries and up to 6 batteries, that's thousands upon thousands of hours worth of battery life that you're needing to run your life and try to do it in the best and most convenient way, even without power. And because of a storm that you've had, a hurricane that you've had, or maybe you're just camping, this is a great investment. So now the ultimate setup of these batteries. We have the Mega 3, we have the battery packs that they sell, the smart battery packs, the B2s. We have 2 of those, up to 6 you can add into this set. We also have 4 solar 240 watt renewable chargers right here in the front yard. So for me, looking to go off grid, looking to have this secondary property, looking to go camp, looking to make sure my family is taken care of, this could be a game changer. Not only because we have the propane and gas, not only because we have the little backpack solar battery banks, but to have a way that you can charge it back up, make sure it's a lot of input coming back into it, and then also have extra batteries. You're making your situation as a prepper, as a homesteader, as someone who wants to live sustainable, a whole lot easier by having this system. If you ever thought about buying something for the first year to start your 2024 off right, especially as a prepper, as a homesteader, this may be a great investment for you. It took years for us to save up to buy any of our generators. We have several here that we utilize because some go with us if we go on a vacation, or if we go off the farm, or simply if we are literally traveling and we're going to an event, we're going to carry the same things. Then we'll also have some like this one to stay directly in our off-grid cabin. So now we have gotten more versatile, and I told you as a prepper we want to be redundant. We want to make sure that we are covering all our bases. If you're interested in this system, please go check the link below. It will help you get some discounts and also give you some options on each one of these. None of this comes together. You can put it together as a kit. It saves money. But if you say, hey, you know what, I want to take it in pieces, I want to buy one here, one there, one here, one there, do that. Save money, buy it with cash, and there you go. You've got a great investment. And again, our goal is to always hopefully show you something that can help you on your prepping journey, on your homesteading journey, and your journey to stay safe, healthy, and have a wonderful year. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless. Happy homesteading, y'all.